Welcome to the Jade Street Garden. Today is Saturday, July 25th, 2026. It's a beautiful day here. We're pretty much at the peak of the season for what's happening in the garden. The lavender is in full bloom and a little bit beyond its prime. I'll be coming out here and harvesting all of the older, most of the flowers on this, because they're done. They're going to go to seed if I leave them like this, and that's not what I want to do. So there's a lot of things to clean up and prune back and harvest. The bee balms have just opened. Calendulas are throughout the garden here. They've been doing really well. I have a few harvests of those so far. Have dried some. I'll be ready for salve making at some point when I get ready for that. Yeah, there's just a lot of pruning and clearing and things that I will be doing here soon. Here is a squash plant. What do we have in here? Something is fooding and flowering. I have a fall garden start here with some different broccolis, possibly some cabbages. I think my tags have washed off. Shame on me, I can't really read that too much. So yeah, those have been in there. I've taken out the hoops from these two front beds this year so I could clean it up a bit. And yeah, that's good. It's a little more open. I still have some of the hoops back there, which are working very well. I have tomato plants in this bed over here. Up here we have 4 o'clocks, these big bushy plants in the front here. I started seeds several years ago, and they have big roots and will spread and come back year after year. So, as anything, you just pull it out like a weed where you don't want it. But they're a lot of fun. They have various colored flowers. Here's some of those. Yellow, white, and pink, generally. So, I didn't really do anything in this front bed this year. So this is just the perennials that are coming back and doing their thing. Lots of lavender. These plants get really big over the years. Really big. So I have to tie them up and keep them out of the pathways and such. The hugel bed. Bee balm in the front here. Behind it, this is Jerusalem artichoke, which is basically like a potato of sorts that grows in the ground. Yarrow, lavender, and calendula. This patch here has been here for a couple years, and that's just due to the fact that I've thrown seed heads that came from this bed over there, and they grow and spread, and as they flower, and then they turn into seed head pods, and once these dry out, they will gladly put themselves into the ground and germinate the next year. Bed of lettuce and some volunteer self-heal. Kind of looks like lavender, but it's not. That's self-heal. That's an herb. lettuce, onions. This year, I've grown onions most every year. Most of them have not done very well. These are probably some of the bigger ones that I've been able to grow. I'll be excited. Looks like some of these are ready for harvest. So I'll be out here paying attention. Yeah, I guess when they fall over like this, it's time to get them out of there. So it's, kind of a little one, but that's nice. That's almost bigger than what I've had grown in the past. And I think timing and sunlight, I do get quite a bit of sun in the garden here, but not a lot. Not enough for the places that I've had them in the past. Looking over here, this bed is where I have isolated my tomato plants. I've put deer fencing around this whole bed, so there's only a door to get in. So with that being done, I have plants that are not being eaten by the deer, which is great. I've come in and pruned up the bottoms a couple times. I'm doing somewhat of a string tie as they reach up the trellis that is here. Zooming out. So that's a good solution, is to isolate things. And I find that some of the bamboo poles or any kind of poles with the deer netting does the job easily. Raspberries are starting to come on. And these will go pretty strong from here on out through the season, up until September, October. Once they actually get going, blooming, and growing, they do really well. Although you can see where the deer have come through, they like to eat all of these. More calendula. That's a self-seed spot. I threw some over there at one point, and I have not maintained this bed this year at all. It is just growing, and that's fine. That is just fine for this year. Back through here, I have some cabbage and cauliflower. These cabbages I've already harvested. That cauliflower is just about ready. Yeah, I need to pay attention to that. That's almost good. It's little, but it's good. I can eat that in a couple days. Cabbages, I have some squash up top here. This bed is fun. I generally have squash growing in it. This year, they were intentional plants. I put them there. Other years, I've had compost just sprout. So we have some patty pan down in here. And a few others that I put in by seed, so I'm not sure which ones. But that's okay. That element will be a surprise. Yeah, it can just take over this area. All right, well, there is a tour of the Jade Street garden. There's some lilies over here. I hope you're having a great summer. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Have a great day from the Jade Street Garden.